Hey guys, welcome back to Get Into It with Jason Hook with me, your host, Jason Hook. And let's get into it. What is about to come on, perfect timing, is Cruel Hand, Lock and Key. This came out in 2010 on Bridge 9 Records. Cruel Hand are a hardcore band out of Portland, Maine. Actually grew out of another band called Outbreak from Portland. This has been on my turntable for a couple of days now. I was talking to a friend of mine, I'm like, I don't know why I never bought this. It could just be I'm an ass. But I never bought it. This came in the Bridge 9 mystery box, the warehouse sale they did. And I kept the order for them and a little letter talking about the mystery box. But anyways, this is like very New York hardcore influenced, NYHC, but from Maine. I can't stop listening to it. Brings the mosh. They're playing Saturday out in Worcester. If you live in the general area and you're not watching this, a million years from now, I believe July 13th, 2019. Check it out. But that's Cruel Hand, Lock and Key. Now, there's something that's going to be completely different than that. We have Judas Priest, Sad Wings of Destiny. This is a repress that I got at Newbury Comics. I believe it is an exclusive Newbury Comics color vinyl version. I didn't bother to look up to see how many there were. But this originally came out in 1976 on Gull Records. This is on Cook Records, C-O-C-H. Judas Priest, riff heavy, new wave of British heavy metal, although not as fast as the stuff that came along in the later 70s, early 80s, more rock influence in my opinion. I know someone's probably getting pissed at me, but they kiss my fucking ass. It's been a long day. But it comes to cool gatefold. Pre-leather, pre-leather and spikes, Judas Priest here. A little more slower, a little more riff heavy. I definitely dig it though. I believe this is on color vinyl, like I said. It's on red, or brownish marble red mix. I just saw this. I believe it might have been marked down, and I grabbed it. This is probably like literally 7 months ago. I've been dragging feet. I'm gonna bust out a bunch of videos the next week or two. So get ready, my adoring fan base. I need to catch up. I have a bunch of stuff I want to listen to. I listen to my records before I make the videos. That's why it might take a long time, because I don't like to just do it from memory. I want to have it fresh in my mind. And my brother's messaging me. What's up, Anthony? Doesn't like my videos. Anyways, this is Sad Wings of Destiny. Pictures of changes in the Ripper are on this, which became classic, set list favorites for Judas Priest. Like I said, it's not as fast as the 80s stuff, later 70s stuff. Not as, I don't want to say not as metal, because it's metal. But it's definitely a must-have if any of you haven't heard Judas Priest. There has to be someone who hasn't. But check it out, Judas Priest, Sad Wings of Destiny. Limited edition 180-gram vinyl. Next, I have a record that I purchased because my buddy Jay told me to check it out. It's Overdrive. This came out in 2019 on Splattered Records. Trying to see this. Sorry, I'm scratching my. Okay. Overdrive were a new wave of British heavy metal band from the 70s. I wrote down the dates here. 1977 until 1981. This contains the demo, the I think it's On the Run. Yeah, the On the Run 7-inch. And some other unreleased tracks. I believe it's a couple unreleased tracks. Similar to this. It's not blazing fast. It's definitely more rock centered. It's great stuff. This came out on Splattered. I don't know if I already said that, in New York, which has a bunch of great repressing a bunch of stuff. So check it out. I'm going to link them below. If you dig new wave of British heavy metal, if you dig early Judas Priest, if you dig kind of like heavy rock, but not like 70s heavy rock, this is for you. It's on black vinyl. It's got custom labels there. But that's Overdrive. I believe these are still readily available from Splattered, so definitely go and check it out. But on the back here, there's not a lot of information about this band on the back. It just says, a huge thanks and hello to Tracy Abbott for all the assistance, cooperation, and permission with this release, and the keepers of the flame of new wave of British heavy metal. And I like how it's like an old English. And then you have the Splatter logo, and there's really nothing else on here. So it's definitely like more like an obscure 70s British, new wave British heavy metal band called Overdrive. Check it out. And this officially has the name, On the Run Demos and Rarities, if you guys want to look it up. That's Overdrive. While we're in like the new wave of British heavy metal, doom, non-hardcore like we're listening to in the background, the next thing I got here is the new Magic Circle, which came out on $20 spin. I'm in a moment here. Departed Souls. I believe this came out over the beginning of spring. I bought it not that long after the Newbury Comics, but I only really listened to it a day or two ago. Green labels here. So this band is a local band. I'm actually seeing them this Saturday in Alston, Rock City. So these guys are all in other bands. None really sound like this. They're guys from some well-known hardcore bands, some well-known kind of doomy, some well-known, I don't want to say power violence, but just some bands that are known if you're into the underground in the Boston area. This is their like doom, this is someone who doesn't normally listen to this stuff, so if you're going to eye roll all over the place with me, I apologize. I don't know, I'm not trying to be, this really isn't 100% my alley. But I would say, it's Black Sabbath riffs, vocals that are definitely sung and not screamed and yelled, as you probably hear if you watch my channel. I'm definitely into it. I love Sabbath. I don't delve too deep in this kind of stuff. This is a band that I definitely checked out because of the pedigree of the dudes in the band that are in other bands that, like I previously mentioned, sound nothing like this. But I know I've seen in other bands, so I'll definitely always check anything out they do. But it's like a sludgy Black Sabbath doom, but with 2019 lens on it. Is that the best way to do this? And they're playing Saturday. I'm gonna go see them. But that's Magic Circle, Departed Souls. I have new wave of British heavy metal with a question mark in here. So I mean, if that's what you want to call it, comment below. Let's talk about it. Educate me, please, because I don't know a whole lot about this kind of scene. I dig it. Next I have a record. Again, this is gonna be like the thing where like if some people are gonna watch this and probably get bummed or just think I'm a dork. This is Death Spiritual Healing. I never really listened to Death. I was in a conversation with some other guys that make videos, Ground Zero Salem and Ben Smasher and Eric and Marty Worm I'm like, why didn't you guys tell me about this? And Aaron, the metal theologian. I was like, why didn't you guys tell me about this? Laughing. I fucking dug the shit out of this. I just had never listened to Death. I knew who they were. I knew that, this, you can't miss this art, this logo. I've seen it. I just never really listened to the band. So I bought this on a whim. I'm like, you know what? Why haven't I listened to that band? It's like, why am I denying myself? And I love it. So this came out in 1990 on Combat Records. This is their third LP. This version's on Relapse. I believe this repress is from the last couple years, maybe the last 2 years or so. I'm not 100% sure. It was $20. I believe it also probably marked down. I know I've said this before in past videos, is that I don't necessarily always pay the prices you see floating on here. Usually it's like, with stuff like this, it's like buy one, get one 50% off or something like that. But I decided I wanted to check it out. I don't even know, I don't know if this is the original back art, but I know you can't miss this. So I guess this is death metal, American death metal. I think this record definitely has a hardcore vibe to it. I know some people might not buy that. It definitely does, in my opinion. As someone who listens to mostly punk and hardcore, you can definitely feel there's an influence here. But so this comes with, you got photos here of the band, and here you got lyrics, thank you list. You have members of the band talking about how they're in the band because the guitar player Chuck Schlinder. I know I'm probably making people punch their iPhones right now. He passed away from cancer. well, it says right here on the back, 2001. So this is regular black vinyl. You got different colors for the A and B sides, blue and red. But I fucking dug this. I spun it a lot when I finally got around to listening to it, and just kind of was like, why have I never listened to this band? Why have I never gotten into this? So now I'm gonna go and buy everything they ever did. I'm gonna try to get original presses and all that stuff now, because I'm now into death. But that's Spiritual Healing. What do you recommend? Anyone who's a Death fan or knows more than I do, clearly, which is probably everyone in the universe. Well, what other Death record would you recommend me to check out? Because I've been to like a couple record stores, and these represses are in there, and they're relatively cheap. So even if I can't get an original, or if I don't feel like digging, I can definitely grab a repress. And if I hate it, I'll just give it away. But you know, I'm rich. You know, I'm a municipal employee, dude. I clean toilets. But yeah, this is the Death Spiritual Healing. This is the Relapse repress. Death metal, fast, gruff vocals. Huge monster riffs, definitely moshy parts, and definitely punk hardcore vibe. And I'll go to my grave with that one if anyone wants to disagree. But I'm gonna flip the record now. Get up here. Move my notes. I just knocked that over. And I'm back. It's like the first soda I've had in a couple days. I went a little crazy with soda over the weekend. I made some dietary changes, guys. Anyways, next we have this split here: Innumerable Forms and Bless Awful. I'm probably gonna say that wrong too. I'm really dipping my toe in, like, trying to dip my toe in different stuff, so I don't seem generic in my videos. Like, I know, like, not everyone cares about punk and hardcore. I'm trying to educate myself about stuff outside punk and hardcore more than I know. So I apologize if I say band names wrong. Again, correct me. Call me a dick. I don't care. So this is a split LP, or split 12-inch. Innumerable Forms has 4 songs on here, including an Amoebix cover, which might not be cool anymore. Bless Awful has 4 songs on here. So Innumerable Forms is pretty much a one-man project with guest spots on it. I bought it for the Innumerable Forms side. Again, just similar to Magic Circle and a bunch of other bands. This is all shares members with bands that I personally dig and people that I know on a personal basis of just being a dork that hangs around at hardcore shows, doing different kinds of projects. So I definitely picked it up for that. This is the Australian tour version, I believe. Painkiller was doing a sale where they were trying to unload, like, I think just stock that they had. And I got this out of there for relatively cheap. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it wasn't, it didn't break the bank. So this, so right here, the recording for the Innumerable Forms side is basically vocals, guitar, bass, drums, one person, Justin DeTore, session guitar solos, Chris Corey. So it's actually one person and then some help. If you guys can look up those names and see the other projects they do, this is not their first band. It's not their first band that I'm talking about tonight. But what you get is really cold, dark, what I would call black metal. Very, very cold, heavy, depressing, angry, dark coldness. And I loved it. I gotta find out more. I know they have another LP out that I've had friends talk about numerous times that I gotta check out. Like I said, I'm starting to dip my toe into this kind of stuff. I'm a total rookie. I'm not gonna act like an expert, because I'm not. I mean, I can talk about Gorilla Biscuits for 5 hours. This stuff I know nothing. Blessed Awful is a local metal band, black metal band. I would say a little more faster, a little more what I would consider, like, not, I don't want to say clean, like, not as cold as Innumerable Forms. But I dug this a lot. I believe I wrote down, I think there's only 110 of these, so I want to sound cool. It's on Hell Massacre Records, which I believe is a subsidiary of Painkiller. I could be wrong. And this came out in 2013. But definitely check it out. You probably already know it, but I'm into this shit. I'm starting to get into this shit. I mean, that's like 3 really weird. I mean, Death, and Innumerable Forms, from Magic Circle, Overdrive, Judas Priest. It's kind of all every corner of metal, because we're about to get out of metal. So, and I believe bands that everyone should check out. Next, what I have here is Drop Dead. This is a self-titled LP which came out in 1998. Drop Dead are a legendary crust punk hardcore band out of Rhode Island. If I already said Rhode Island, they're out of Rhode Island. This is a repress. This has been repressed multiple times. This is on green vinyl. It says 100 pressed. I don't know. The A-side plays from the inside out. The B-side plays regularly. This is on the Armageddon label, which is Ben, the guitar player, Drop Dead's record store and label. Which, if you guys know what's up, you know what's up. If you're in Boston, go to the store. If you're in Rhode Island, Providence, go to the store. But these guys are ultra political, vegetarian, hardcore, punk hardcore crustcore. They recently had to take a hiatus because the singer was in a motorcycle accident. They've come back with a fucking vengeance. I've seen them probably 3 times in the last few months, and every single time it's heavier and heavier, and it's great. I'm really on a Drop Dead kick right now. But anyways, itchy foot. I'm all over the place today, guys. So anyway, super political, super fast Rhode Island punk and hardcore. They played in Montreal a few months ago, and their van was actually stolen. So I'm going to link something below because they have a new demo of recordings, which I believe is just demo versions of a record they're working on. That if you can throw a couple bucks to download it, help them out get a new van, because the new songs are fucking hard too. Check that out. That'll be down below, down in this area. But your lyric insert sheet here. And as someone who I've been vegetarian for almost 2 years now. It's a year and 6/10 right now. 7/10 right now. And I've really started to just, I'm not going to get preachy with anyone because I know no one wants to listen to the guy talk about it. But actually, you know, if you don't like it too, fuck you. I don't really care. But like some of the songs, they have a lot of animal rights songs. This band's very animal rights oriented. And I've really been relating to a lot of the stuff that they've been talking about. I mean, Superior on here, Bitter Fruit, At the Cost of an Animal isn't on here, just legit stuff. But that's Drop Dead from Rhode Island. This is the self-titled from 1998. Armageddon just worked a deal with Death Wish where they're exclusively distributing their releases, so go buy this. Go to Death Wish, buy it. You want it. Next, I have a newer band here. This is Game. Game are from the UK. The name of this record is No One Wins. They put out a flexi a couple years ago that I talked about on here that I really dug a lot, and then I believe they put out a tape too, which might just be songs from this. I didn't bother to look it up, but I ordered this from the UK from Quality Control Hardcore, red vinyl. It's red vinyl. It's fast hardcore. I would say a little bit maybe Japanese influence. The singer, I believe I wrote her name down. I don't want to say it wrong. The singer runs Quality Control Hardcore, I believe. Her name's Ola. She switches in between Polish and English on these songs. Very fluently. It's very cool how she does it. But this is kind of, it's fast, it's brutal. It's a really nice sleeve here. It's like very high gloss sleeve too, and I love the packaging Quality Control Hardcore does. They don't, like, they're not giving you a photocopy bullshit record. This is really nice stuff, which I'm a sucker for. I'm a huge dork for that kind of stuff. But back to the actual music and not the packaging. Fast distorted hardcore, Japanese influenced, very punch you in the face, political based, just great hardcore. None of this Like I like to dabble in between like the chuggy breakdown stuff, as you can hear, and then this stuff, kind of two different worlds that usually don't cross, but they cross for me because I just love hardcore, in case you can't tell. Not to get all sappy on you. I'm just a hardcore dude, you know, with gray hair and glasses, about to be a dad, and wants to listen to records and be into hardcore all the time. But that's game, no one wins. They're actually coming here to the U.S. They're playing in Providence on Wednesday, August 14th, a couple days before my birthday. That I'm definitely checking out. I already took the next day off. But they are playing some other shows with Arms Race, who are Shares members, I believe. So check that out. Look that up. Go see them when they come to your town. I think it might just be a Northeast tour. I don't want to fucking lie though, so just look it up. Go to Quality Control Hardcore, find out. Google game, find out. But I know Providence on the 14th of August, Wednesday night. Nothing wants to stay stacked. Next, I have this Condor LP singles. What are the dates on this? 2017, 2018. Condor are a French oi band that played here, and I couldn't go, so my buddy was nice enough to grab this for me. I was at a union meeting, you know, oi, skinhead stuff. I was doing skinhead stuff, just not at the show. But this came out on Beach Impediment Records. Condor is a one-man project, which a guy from Rixie, which is another great French oi band. Every single song's in French. I don't know what he's saying, but it's awesome. Classic oi sound. Classic foot stomping, fist pumping oi here. Bummed I missed the show. I believe he did a tour where he just had a different backing band in every city. Maybe maybe one band did a couple dates and they would switch off. But comes with this cool poster here, and you got all the lyrics there in French, which I would read to you, but I don't know how to read French. I believe these might still be available. I know there's several versions of it. This might be a tour version. I know there's different color vinyl for it. But you get custom labels with the Condor logo, with the, is that an eagle or almost called, or maybe it's a condor. Good job, Jason. This is just black vinyl. But if you know, I've been that whole new wave of British hardcore, not British heavy metal. Which has been a decent mix of like modern hardcore and oi. This is straight oi. This is just straight up oi music. Good oi music, not that dumb American stuff. Whoops. But anyways, Condor, check it out. This is singles 2017-2018. This cover art is fucking great. And it's on Beach Impediment Records. They have 2 tapes too, which I'm pissed. Are these the tapes? I believe these are the 2 tapes and then a couple unreleased songs. Next, I have this band called Zod, Operationally Ready Dead. Zod are a Singapore hardcore band. This came on La Vida es un Muse Discos Punk. I butchered that thing up 50 times here. There you go. Came out on this label. This is very fast, very distorted hardcore, very distorted. Still has a melody, but it's through a wall of distortion. But, this is a Singapore band. I think this might be their only release. Did I write anything down here? I think this might be their only release. I should have looked it up, but I checked this out. I almost bought it online. I was actually in Armageddon. I purchased it because I wanted it. I didn't want to wait for it to ship here. But like I said, only one song, I think, over 2 minutes. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 songs on here. So you get a fast one. Get a lyric sheet. The record's over. I'm just gonna talk, and my melodious voice can do the rest of the video. I only got a couple more things. Lyric sheet here. And then I think it's just regular black vinyl. I'm sure there might be different versions of this. Again, I didn't bother to look up the different pressings. This is a real kind of lazy video, guys. I apologize. I should have done a little bit more research, but I didn't. But you got your just red labels here. This is some great shit though. Very, like I said, very distorted, very fast. It's almost like sometimes the melody, there's like melody that comes out of the distortion, but then gets pulled back in. I dug it a lot. I listened to it 2 or 3 times when I listened to it the other day. I believe I might have told a couple people about it too. Like, hey man, check this out. But that's Zod. Operationally Ready Dead. It's cool. I like fucking cover art too. That would be a real cool shirt. I'm sure it exists. Next we have, this is a kind of interesting release here. This is the Groinoids Lost LP. So what this is, this came out on a local label called Limited Appeal and Necrotone. Limited Appeal is they put records out every once in a while. It's not like a real steady release thing from what I've seen. It's almost like, I think, a guy who just does it when he has time. But when he does records, he does really interesting stuff. This is actually screen printed here. I don't know if you guys can see. And on the back, this is like a piece of paper that's like hot glued on. And what you get out of here, there's no lyric insert or anything like that. But on the actual record here, cat hair on it. Hey man. There's no center label. I'm going to try to show this. I don't know if the glare is going to pick it up. Etched on the outside of the record here, you see the reflection of a caricature of me on the wall in a Husker Du board game my friend Christian gave me. It's not going to come out. Basically what they did was, for this area right here, he etched the song titles and the numbers on both sides. So it's kind of a cool little interesting different thing that he did. All the releases that have come out on Limited Appeal are very low pressed, low printed, and like very like kind of like lots of cool things like, you know, hand screen covers and hand glued backings. I believe there is a number on this. Supposedly there's 300 total, and there's 50 to 75 with this cover. There's not a lot of information out about this. But what the Groinoids, if you guys remember, were a band that were on they were on Boston, not LA. Fast hardcore at the time. This is actually recorded sometime between 86 and 87. These songs are way slower. Vocal wise, like the guy sounds like he's being tortured to death. It's crazy. It's actually kind of cool. I would say more Germsy than Gangrene, if that makes any sense. But it's very cool, interesting recordings. The vocals are definitely like interesting on here. Not on them by interesting, I don't mean bad. It's very like the dude literally sounds like he's being tortured. Very like, I don't want to, like, it's almost like he's groaning and like he's gonna die, you know. But it's great stuff. But that's Groinoids Lost. It's 12 songs. There's a little thing here from Mike from I Hate God, just talking about disturbing trash and roll music played by schizophrenics and shut-ins with multiple prescriptions. And this lost, unreleased album's worth of songs is a welcome addition to the band's limited catalog. I'm always down to the obvious outcasts in every shape, color, and form, and the Groinoids are no exception. Actually, let me read the whole thing. The Boston punk scene, much celebrated for its straight-edge warriors and hardcore icons, out to save the world by putting an X on the back of their hands. But no, forget that. This is a place I prefer much better. A deeper, darker part of the Massachusetts psyche that dwells in more raw, warped, and evil punk rock sounds. This is where the Groinoids family resides. Disturbing trash and roll music played by schizophrenics and shut-ins with multiple prescriptions. And this lost, unreleased album's worth of songs is a welcome addition to the band's limited catalog. I'm always drawn to the obvious outcasts in every shape, color, and form, and the Groinoids are no exception. That describes it all right there. But that's Groinoids Lost on Limited Appeal. Next is like a joke record. I mean, I bought it because I'm going to have to edit here so I don't get taken down, demonetized. I'm not even monetized. This is Anil Trump, the first 100 songs. If any of you guys are into Anal Cunt, this is just Anal Cunt, but every song's about Donald Trump. Definitely tongue-in-cheek. It's on Joyful Noise, Rob Trump and Travis Trump. I didn't bother to look up. These guys, I'm sure, are probably in other bands. You literally get 100 songs here. It's a one-sided LP with 100 songs to tell you what you're getting here. But, you know, and then in between a lot of the songs is just sound bites from Trump speeches or Trump interviews. That's kind of, if you're a Trump fan, just fast forward after this because they bash the shit out of him. But some of these song titles are just insane. Does this cross make you look fat? Nuclear football photo op. Let's see some ID. And If I don't respect women, how come I own a beauty pageant? Some of my best friends know some women they have yet to sexualize. I mean, it's basically a giant, biblically qualified, a soft sensuality. I'm like a smart person. Experts, just in parentheses. Like, it's just, you got to treat them like shit. I like soldiers who don't get captured. My daughter is a piece of ass. Poor people are too stupid to get a loan from their parents. So you get the hint. Some of these are like literally 1 second long. They're just noise. But this is on like a green. I don't know. It comes up real good with the light. It looks black over here. But it's got a screen printed B-side. Take on the Anil Trump logo. 45 RPM, 100 songs. I know some people are going to think this stuff sucks. I don't really care. Comes with an insert. It's got all the lyrics on here, which is hilarious. Which is, it's 100 songs. Let's see if I can get you some lyrics. Poor people, this is the 6th song. Poor people are too stupid to get a loan from their parents. Just ask. So dumb. Poor people are too stupid to get a loan from their parents. Dummies. Poor people are too stupid to get a loan. Just ask mom and dad. Those some things Saddam Hussein did well. You know what he did well? Killed terrorists. He did that so good. Didn't read their rights. They didn't talk. They were terrorists. Over. Iraq is Harvard for terrorism. So so basically they're taking a piss at the current state of America, which is a nightmare. It always has been, but it's a little bit more right now. And then, there's some the art here. Trump's head either photos of Trump and Trump's head superimposed on a bunch of stuff. We got Alex Jones over here with an InfoWars thing in the background. Last record, a band I saw this weekend. This is Down to Nothing, Life on the James. I went to the How Far reunion shows. These guys played the second day, which was fucking insane. 8,000 people in a parking lot. But this is hardcore. This came out in 2012 on Revelation out of Richmond, Virginia. Heavy hardcore. Songs about straight edge betrayal, how much they love Richmond. Just great stuff. They played Friday. They played Saturday. Place went fucking nuts. I'm running out of time, so I'm kind of bummed. This was a random buy, $9. I'd never, along with the Cruel Hand, never bought it. Glad I did. This is some great shit. Check it out if you like bouncy. Like if you like what you heard playing in the background, you'll like this. You'll dig this. Very not similar, but great. Same vein. But that's Down to Nothing, Life on the James. These are 2012. It's an old record. You can find it. But get into it. And that's all I got. I'll see you guys later. New video coming soon. Anything you want to see, anything you want to hear, down below. Contest, maybe. Who knows? Life's awesome. Bye.